One, two, three, one, two, three, and the place to be. It's your player partners from the bottom of the map.
From the bottom of the map.
It's your dog Israel.
Ike Hayes.
And as always, go ahead and tap in with us. Hit that like, subscribe, share button. Keep the notification bells on. So whenever we drop a video, you can go ahead and tap in with us. And jump in the comments. We love to get into the mix with the riffraffs in the comments. You know what I'm saying? With the
Hey, they say we some haters,
you
haters.
know what I'm
Turn
saying?
around, lay on the ground. You limbs been robbed.
Hey, but shit, tell a friend, tell your big booty auntie, and her big booty friends. It's them again. It's another week, man. Another week. We back. You know what I'm saying? Miami coming off the bye week. Crucial must win game against Wake Forest. Matter of fact, all the games are must wins. Not even just must wins. Must look good in the wins, not coming from behind in the wins. The committee is not fucking with Miami. Miami loses again at any point in this season, they will be out. The committee has spoken. There will only be one ACC team in. That will be the ACC champ if Miami loses to
If
Wake
not, it's celebration bowl for you motherfuckers.
against Rutgers. Another game against
The rematch, all right? And they gonna sell it like the Tyson fight. Epic.
Damn.
Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, man. But I mean, let's get into Wake Forest, man. Wake Forest like to score 27 points a game. Now, like we were saying off camera, are you optimistic? Because we know how great Miami is coming off a bye week, right? Mario, I mean, we're talking about coming out of the bye week. He's prepared, he gets ready, and he likes to lay an egg. The rest of the fans, the fans, they're gonna make excuses for him. Well, what happened was, but no. Right now, this is game time, right? Miami cannot afford to come out and look crazy against Wake Forest, right? And it's not just about winning. Like you said, it's about looking good. If Miami looks bad and winning, yeah, Miami will drop some more. You'll still play for the ACC, title, but you'll just look really, really bad. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think at this point is like, look, I think the question we're really asking ourselves, number one, is Lance Goodry gonna be prepared? Here's, what I'm saying. These next two games to me is like, okay, they gave you a raise in the offseason, right? Can you tackle? Or you gonna get 30? You gonna get a 30 piece put on you? They scored 24 points last week. So North Carolina made sure they didn't let them get to their average, albeit 3 points less than the average. But most offenses look better against Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know Cal, I forgot who they played last week. They played somebody, and yeah, they ain't really look as good as they looked against Miami.
Well, no team
Um,
has looked as good as they look
Exactly,
at
exactly. So I'm like, look, you let Wake Forest come in here and score 35 points and you winning 39-35. Oh yeah, boy, you're looking trash. You're looking trash. So I don't know. Me personally, I want to believe that, right? Like I want to believe, but I'm looking at it like I don't know if Miami they can't score more than 24 points for me to call it a victory because you scored 24 points against North Carolina. So you got to keep them under 24. How they come in here and score, you know what I'm saying? How they come in here and score 30. I think that should be the goal for you. Don't score 30. You score 20, it's forgivable. Even though really, we need you to look like USF. Them boys don't need to score more than they need to score under 20, really. But that's too tall of an order for our top 5 recruiting class with 4 studs on the D line, right? Because we know, you know what I'm saying, besides Frederick, we know the other DB you can throw all day over there. Oh, safety, you can throw all day. So really, can he find an answer at safety? And can we get that other side? Is there a freshman? Is there anybody in the top 5 recruiting class? I mean, somebody, right? Walk on somebody. At that point, is me. I'm throwing everything but the kitchen sink. Please. I'm begging them boys. Listen. I ain't gonna lie. I'm on some pay for play. All right. I'm acting like, look, I got a bounty real quick. All right. I look, like I got 1,000 for you. My paycheck. And I'm talking to them boys on the side. Please, please, please. We need to look good. You know what I'm saying? Please do that, okay? Because that's what it comes down to. I think we're pretty confident the offense is gonna do its thing, right? We hope Cam ain't gonna hold the ball too
Hold on,
long.
hold
We
on,
hope.
hold on, hold on. Are you really confident?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I think them boys gonna get out there. They gonna get 20 points. It's a toss up if they gonna get to 30. I'm like, but they average 20 anyway, and they just scored 24. So I'm like, nah, man, we about to play soft zone. Look, soft zone coverage. You gonna be able to keep everything in front of you. Limit the big play. So what they gonna do? They gonna short pass down the field. What we don't like to do. We like home runs, right? We don't want to short pass down the field against Georgia Tech. They gonna short pass down that field, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Man,
That's what I'm thinking.
looking at the numbers, Wake Forest, they averaged 257 yards passing, 136 yards rushing, which puts them they're ranked 59th in the country in offense. Um,
50-19. Can't let the
59.
50-19.
But if 136 yards and 257, that means if Miami defense don't come into play like we know them not to, they can have one of the games where they put up over their average. So they average 27, almost 28 points a game. If they put up over their average, because teams usually come in against Miami and they do more than their average. If they start giving up 35 to 40 points against Wake Forest, I don't care if they do win. Like, if y'all don't see like this is a huge problem, us beating Wake Forest should be like that should be already a done deal, right? We should beat Wake Forest. We should see Wake Forest and be like, this is a victory. And beating them, we should dominate Wake Forest. We should beat them like by at least 30 points. We should.
I was gonna say that. I think it should be 52-31.
I don't even think they should a dominant Miami team that was, just ranked number 4 should not let them score over 17 points, right? It should be a 52-17 game. And that's the game we would expect. You shouldn't even be happy. If Miami wins 52-17 because it's Wake Forest, you shouldn't be happy. This is what you
Oh, they're
should.
gonna be happy. Oh no, them fans gonna be like, we're back. I told you we fixed. Look, we fixed everything.
That's the
We fixed
problem.
it.
That's the problem. Our baseline is people ceiling. Like that should be the baseline. We should our numbers. When you look at the final score and it say 52-17 for Wake Forest, you should be like, oh, there was Wake Forest. You're supposed to beat them like that. Like when we used to play Temple back in the day. Remember we used to play Temple and we used to beat these
Yeah.
like 63-3. It's just like, oh, it's Temple. Oh, shit. You're supposed
What
to.
you mean? I think the year before, did we play Temple last year?
Yeah, we did play Temple last
Yeah, we did play Temple, and we beat them down. That's what this game should be. We did beat down Temple. Remember, we had all them cupcakes. We
year.
came out there, we were whooping them. Then we played somebody, then we lost 4 straight. But anyway, this
That
game
was
should
the
be
Georgia Tech
Temple.
game. That was the don't kneel game. And that
Oh
started
yeah.
football.
Yeah, now they like, I ain't gonna lie. They like, yeah, Miami, that's our bitch right there. We own
Yeah,
them again. Got them again. Got them again. You know they're gonna be crunk. We play them again next year. They like, oh yeah, Miami, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the whole season right there. They like, oh yeah, we beat them when they was undefeated. You can't tell us nothing.
and they got
Yeah,
Miami
yeah.
minus 24. So it's just like, why?
Even the bookie is like, you got to. But think about it. If Miami wins that game 52-31, the spread is covered. Spread is covered.
So if they win, check it out. They win 52. Let's say they even score more. Let's say they win like 58-31. Is that something to celebrate? Because our offense put up a lot of points, but our defense is
No,
still giving up.
no, You gave Wake Forest, and not just that, they go over their average. So to me, the baseline is I'm looking at it like North Carolina doesn't have a great defense, right? They let James Madison score 70 points, 70 piece, 70 piece, 70 piece, right? 70 piece. That was a crazy game. Bet money on that game too. Um, yeah, you got to keep them under 24 because North Carolina was able to keep them at 24. So you got to keep them under their average. If we score a lot of points, then that means our offense just did back what they were supposed to do. I don't know, but I think the other matchup that I'm gonna look for is if they get 30 points, it means we got outcoached again. So that means that their offensive coordinator outcoached our defense. You know what I'm saying? And I think Lance Goodry gets outcoached every game. And I think that's what you really got to be paying attention to. Don't let this guy have a decent resume and he knows Miami. He's like, oh yeah, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. The playbook is out there too. If you think about it, there's enough tape on Miami where you can figure out how to score on these guys. You know what I'm saying? What tackles they're gonna miss, what they're not good at. Obviously, you can pass on Miami. You know what I'm saying? You can do Miami can get caught up with trick plays here and there. You know what I'm saying? Miami, we know that, that you start to spread us out a little bit. There's just a lot of weakness and gaps in Miami. And it's like if you really know if you can coach, you can take talent that is not necessarily the best, right? Your Virginia Techs, your Cows. I always want to say Cal because Virginia Tech was supposed to be good. But Cal is somebody who has historically not scored a lot of points. They were known for their defense, but because they knew our tendencies, they were able to have a field day scoring against us. That dude Mendoza has not looked that good all season, all damn season. So if their offensive coordinator, if he wants to look good, all he has to do is score a lot of points against Miami, and that's going to help their stats. So I think Miami has. I think
I think there's something that because you brought up their coach, and I started looking at their coach real quick. Um, somebody hating right now. I looked at their coach. Um, their coach is David Paul Clawson. He was coach of the year at the ACC in 2021, and I said, "Oh, that was Sam Hartman. That was the Sam Hartman.
mm,
Remember, Sam Hartman was putting up. He basically said all the Wake
oh
Forest.
yeah. Y'all remember that year? They
Okay,
was
so
throwing up.
they're putting up big numbers, but you know what? It made me remember is the offense that they run. You know the offense that they run, right? They run that
Um,
slow mesh offense where like the quarterback, it's the read option, but it's a slow read option. So he kind of holds the ball all the way to the line and they pull it out. So it's a gimmick offense, but the shit worked when it worked. I think that's how they always score like that because it is like an unconventional offense. You
they
either
scored
cut it all
like
the way down.
80 something points one time, right? It was like something stupid against North Carolina that year. Yo, yeah,
That's
they were
why I
putting
thought
up
Sam
video
Hartman.
game numbers.
That's why I thought Sam Hartman wasn't a good traditional quarterback because he put up all those numbers in that slow mesh offense, and then he went to he went to Notre Dame to like a traditional pro style, and he looked like real pedestrian. But this is the thing that I'm thinking about. Like Miami is going to have to like during this bye week, if they didn't like prepare for that offense is going to tear their ass up. That
But they
offense.
got the tape, but they were at home watching North Carolina at least stop that offense. You know what I'm saying? It was 31-24. So it's like you got enough tape to where these guys are getting paid millions of dollars, right? Lance Goodry got a raise. He made a half a million more. So let's go ahead and say that you're making over $1 million a year. We got, once again, I know we've got an upper as far as the ACC, we probably got one of the highest paid salaries assistants in the ACC. So you're like you didn't prepare. What the fuck else are you doing? We don't make no money and we betting and we sit down and I like you said, I'll sit down and watch these games and I'll look at the tendencies. So that's what I can never understand about why UM is so unprepared. It's to the point where there's no way you're practicing this shit because game time you're showing us what you are on game day, and we know traditionally under great coaching players were telling us that the games were easy because the practice was harder than that. So this is the opposite. The practices are weak as fuck. Okay, them practices are garbage. All right, them practices are not simulating the game at all. Those players are coming out, missing tackles, out of positions. The defensive coordinator doesn't have the offensive scouted well. You know what I'm saying? One thing I can say about Manny is Manny used to live and die with the blitzing, and he used to get the turnover. So we lead the nation in turnovers. And at the
Relation
time we were
turnovers and tackle for loss. That we would give
and
up
tackles for
yards with
loss.
tackle for loss and turnovers.
And this is when these guys couldn't tackle. So they led the nations in tackle for loss, and they couldn't tackle. But that defense did what it needed to do in certain years. And I'm like, Lance Goodry, he can't even do that. So I'm like, okay, you did not upgrade their technique fundamentally, and they're out of position, and you're getting out coached. It's
Mhm.
to the point where, this guy, tell me what he is good at all. He is getting out coached. They lack technique, they lack position, and he doesn't know how to play chess. You know what he does? Right when he needs to get a stop, he'll get a stop. But I'm like, this is after you've been getting torched the whole game off of inferior opposite recruiting classes. We don't even want to look at what Wake Forest recruiting class was, right? I'm sure it was like number 48. Was it even top 50?
Let's see.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I think I seen a video game simulation where somebody had the game 52-7. If Miami wins 52-7, I'm a little impressed because I didn't expect that. But I'm like, okay, you did what you're supposed to do, but you shut some shit down. Okay, cool. Build off of that. Build off of that.
Uh,
I don't mind
it was
holding their
ranked.
hand.
Wake Forest was ranked 67th recruiting class.
So once again, like I said, were they even top 50? No. 67th recruiting class. Where do we rank? Top five? For real? Top five. Bro, you gotta keep them under 30. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
This is how I don't think they're going to keep them under 30. They may outscore them, which is what typically we've been doing all season. But that offense, that I don't see our team being prepared, even against Georgia Tech. Right? We know Georgia Tech, they weren't going to throw the ball. They hadn't been throwing the ball all season, but then their quarterback was hurt. Right? So we didn't know who was going to be playing quarterback. They're bringing in all types of quarterbacks, but we know they're going to run, and they're going to run probably out of a different variation of formations. Wake Forest, this is what they do, no matter who's the quarterback. Like, this is the offense they run. And that offense, if you're not, it's almost like the triple option when you play like Navy or Army. If you're not like disciplined, they can get you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're just be chasing the ball all over the place because you're not being disciplined. And when you're just chasing the ball, you're not staying in your gaps, you're not staying disciplined. That's when people wide open. It's 15 yards before anybody gets to, and like Miami can't afford to do that. Miami can't afford another game where it's 14-0 and Miami has to, that offense got to crank it up, or it's 21-17. We can't get into a back and forth game. We need to have a game. I was kind of disappointed in the Duke game because I was just like, when we have a game where we're leading, we need to push the lead forward. It's like we start leading and then like we let a team back in and it turns into a dogfight. This game with this offense, it's almost like when Vanderbilt was playing Alabama. If you're off balance the whole entire game, the more off balance you get is the more like your players start guessing and they start looking back because they're guessing because we're not prepared. We don't know where the ball is. When you don't know if he pitching, if he throwing, if he handed it to the running back, the fullback, if it's just like you're just guessing the whole time, and that's when you really look bad. And that's what teams like Wake Forest, they put up more points or they have a chance of beating you. Miami can't afford to have a team like Wake Forest like be close because when they're close, our coaching doesn't give us the advantage. We need to have a gap. I don't care if the gap is 17 points. It's just enough to where like we're not going to rely on the coaching to come and save us because I do think their offense. If I'm talking about if we ain't really game plan during this, and it's I can't believe I'm saying this because Miami shouldn't have to do all this fucking game planning for Wake
For
Forest.
Wake Forest?
But but if they didn't right really game plan,
they didn't do it for Georgia Tech, so you got to consider that they didn't.
I would encourage anybody to go watch Wake Forest. If you haven't been paying attention to them, if you don't watch them, go watch just some highlights of their offense. Their offense is like a gimmick style, but the shit works when it works. If you got a team that's like off balance and they don't know which way you coming at them, they can put up points. But if you're disciplined, then your athletes you should be able to like shut them down. If not, it's going to be another game where Miami is like, damn dog, like we're in another dog fight with a subpar team. The committee is not showing us no love. Alabama jumped ahead of us after beating Mercer. Alabama got 2 losses, and we were in a bye week. How did they get ahead of us? They already saying, the committee is saying, we're not showing Miami no love. You need to go dominate these teams. Your defense is going to have to show up. Cam needs to put up, like, he needs to have a bounce back performance, or we're going to keep dropping you. I mean, I don't know. It could be some shit where Miami drops out of the top 12 and SMU goes in. Then Miami is really on the outside looking in. Like Miami don't need to have none of that shit. The emphasis should be on, like you said, the emphasis should be on the defense. Of course, like we all been saying,
But the
tackle.
offense needs to make sure that they don't have drives where they're going to go for it on 4th or 1. The offense, to me, against Wake Forest, they're not even known for their defense. There's no reason why every time you should not come down and get points every single time. And honestly, given the mistakes that they had last games where Shannon Dawson just got out coached, I'm like, you have a Ferrari, you have a Lamborghini, you have the fastest car out here. All you have to do is make little tweaks. After you went for it the first time, you say, we're not going for it anymore. And you know what? Let's not make any stupid mistakes. Don't just throw the ball away. Go for the short passes. All right. Don't hold the ball too long. How about we do design runs? If you do design runs, then your offense is not predictable. My Shannon Dawson's belief, and I'm not going to put this on Cam Ward because this is why you have a coach. We're just so talented. We're just going to beat you. We're going to do what we want. No, you're not. We're going to play fundamentally sound football. If we do design runs, it keeps the defense guessing from what you're doing. If you do short passes, now at the end of the day, they're not sure what's going to go on. And you know what? I can't expect this. But you know, we're SMU fans over here too. And don't call me no traitor. I've been like Rhett Lashley. Why do I like Rhett Lashley? I like Rhett Lashley when he was here because our offense was explosive. And unlike y'all, I was just so starved to see an offense that was super explosive like that. And I look at Bashar Smith, and of course we got Ray Joseph, right? We'd only run him on kickoffs, even though we did the same thing with Bashard Smith. Now that he's at SMU, he's the focal point for the offense. We got all these fast backs, Ray Joseph and Computer, Kevin Lyles. You know we can put all those backs in space, right? You know we can turn them into slot receivers, right? You know we can move them around the same way Bashard Smith, which this channel has talked about the whole damn time since last year. We've been saying that you could do this. I like watching Rhett Lashley because he shows me everything that Shannon Dawson isn't and why Mario don't know how to get good assistance. And I had to cheer for Rhett Lashley because he was raw when he was here, and I was very confident. A lot of these times, our fans, they got hope. You are what you are out here. You are what your resume says you are. If you get great talent and you don't win big games, that's who you are until you prove otherwise.
Yeah.
If you do take less talent and you make explosive offenses, then that's who you are. And you're not your reputation doesn't change until you prove otherwise. So at any point in time, we have all type of weapons, not just Cam Ward. We can use Ray Joseph. If I was Ray Joseph, honestly, I would just transfer at the end of the year to SMU, okay,
Yeah.
and then get and it's like that's the play. That's gonna be the UN play. If you don't get no playing time, go over there to Rhett Lashley. You're just gonna give him more offensive weapons. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, that'll be the new thorn in our side. So yeah, my thing is we don't have to just depend on an offense on Cam. We have an array of weapons for him to use that we can get a lot out of. They don't even have a quarterback as talent. They just want Kevin Jennings that don't make too many mistakes. Get the ball in your hand, your playmakers. And I'm like, look, that's what we need to be promoting because that's what it's going to be next year. So yes, the offense, we know they're going to put up points, but you need to look good doing it too. We don't just need home runs. We don't need stalled out drives. Use the vast array of everything to keep the defense off. Let's really play chess. But are they going to do that or are they going to do what they've been doing? Even when Georgia Tech, when we had that one series where we ran, all of a sudden when we got to the end, we didn't want to run anymore, even though they couldn't stop it. We were just running, which they did during the Florida State game. You remember that? They came out, had several drives where they just ran. Okay, cool. You could have done that during Georgia Tech. You could even do that this game a little bit, but let's not just run up the middle for almost no yards. All right, you can do that a couple of times. I just want to see more creativity because once again, this is Wake Forest, so this is a time for you to tune up things and the defense. I think the offense and the defense have two separate jobs. Our offense is to impose our will in a variety of ways and not be predictable and not look for home runs. Just make sure we get the job done. And I think the defense job is to make sure that they really impose their will and be a drive killer. Drive killer. And I don't know what Mario's job is. I guess he's just gonna sit there with his hands folded, and if he feels like they're gonna do a fake punt, he makes sure he uses timeouts. He's done an excellent job of using his timeouts this year, by the way. And I want to make sure because a lot of people say I be hating on Mario. I don't really have to hate, right? The results are there, but I will say he has used a lot of. Last year he didn't use the timeouts at all. He used the timeouts this year. I hope he continues to use the timeouts. And I mean, yeah, I don't really know what else he can do, right? I mean, he just give us those bland vanilla, arguments at the podium. So I don't think he can give me anything that he hasn't got me. He's been the same guy he's been since he's been at FIU. Matter of fact, he's doing his job, right? Because we're getting all type of recruits. That's what Mario's doing. Mario's out there talking. So yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, you're gonna need the out talented people if you guys just want to win a record. Since most of our fans are just simply happy with just out talenting people, that's cool. I'm watching for the coaching though. I want us to out coach somebody, and please let it be this game.
Yeah. Well, so shit, this is the Wake Forest Miami preview. We're probably gonna hit you with another one, previewing some more of the games that's happening this weekend. Maybe dive into the college football playoffs, a little bit and check it out. But yeah, man, you said it all, man. Defense got to show up, coaching, basically what we've been saying all year. And this is the game we need to do it. Cam gets the voters back on his side. Maybe back on his side.
He ain't getting no more Heisman. You messed it up. I hope your fans are happy with himself. Keep getting the voters. I think he'll get third place, and that'll be good for him. But he ain't win. He ain't winning shit. He
Yeah,
ain't winning shit. The only way we even in the conversation is they got the. I think the only way he still ain't gonna win, but he can get the second place if we put up 70 piece. 70 to 10.
yeah.
They gonna hate, but they gonna be like, I move him into number two. We need a 70 piece.
For sure. Said, man, go ahead and jump in them comments. If you haven't, shared the video, subscribe. Go ahead. We need to get our subscribers up. You know what I'm saying? And keep tapped in with us. We're gonna hit you with another one. The pick father got to come through with his picks.
Come
Let
through
us
with some good picks this weekend for y'all.
for sure. And, as always, your player partners for the bottom of the map.
From the bottom of the map,
And we gone.
we gone.